Yo, what's going on out there in the land of YouTube? What's going on, YouTubies? I'm just YouTubing. Forgive me, it took me a second to get all set up here. What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? What's going on out there? Tell me. Drop in the comment section what is affecting your head the most right now. And then if you would, pretty please, take your finger right there and hit the like button. Take your finger, hit the like button. Just take your fingers, hit the like button. Take 2 fingers right there and just tap, tap, tap like button. Mikey, what is going on? Gary, what's going on? Thanks for the latest video. I appreciate that. Froggy, Mikey, what is going on? Scrubzilla, what's going on? Playboys, Les Paul, y'all hit the like button and then drop down in the comment section. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. So OTVO, that would be absolutely great. So this is kind of an impromptu live. Matter of fact, let me grab my phone real quick like here. Grabbing this bad chicken real fast. So this guy right here, his name, might get me on this side. This guy right here, his name is Greg Gianforte. I guess he can't read. I guess he doesn't know how to read. I guess Greg Gianforte is illiterate. I think he's illiterate. Greg Gianforte. That's his name. He is a politician he's the governor of Montana. This guy right here is the governor of Montana. And let me just clue you in on something real quick. This guy right here, he is a cop sucker extraordinaire. This guy, he drops down on his knees nightly. And when he goes to pray, he prays to the cops. He prays to pigs. He can't see anything other than backing the blue. That's all he can see. He doesn't understand anything else. See all the pigs he's got on his press conference, and now he's going to suck off each and every one of them right there on camera. It's crazy to watch. It's pretty disgusting, really. You know, if you're a cop sucker, though, and let me listen, I don't care. I don't like cops. I don't respect cops. If I'm mean or abrasive or rude to them, yes, I hate cops. You could just replay it over and over. I hate cops. I don't care. If you like cops and you want to say, oh, not all cops are bad, get the flock out of here. I don't care if you like cops. I don't like them. I'm not going to be nice to cops. I don't respect cops. I don't respect the institution of policing they call themselves law enforcers. When I'm governor, I'm going to change it. It's going to be changed. I'm telling you, this is my life's mission. You can't stop me. Oh, he's being mean to the cops. Man, keep on posting that. I'm being really mean to them because I'm going to change the entire system from top to bottom. I'm going to change the entire system of copping in America. It's all going to be changed. You're looking at the guy who's going to change it. And that's why y'all are so afraid of me. Y'all are so scared of me because you know that I'm electable and you know that I'm smart and I will win the governorship and I will change this BS system of oppression and murder and rape that the police do to us. The biggest terrorist in America is a cop. The biggest problem you have when you drive down the road today is a cop. The number one fear that you have is a cop. You don't have to fear. You can deal with other people. You can deal with bullying. You can deal with your neighbor. Neighbors always have big time problems. You can deal with your daughter's boyfriend. You can deal with your son's girlfriend. You can deal with your gay son or your trans nephew. You can deal with all those things. Life is not a bowl of cherries, and sometimes it's hard. But you should not have to deal with tyrant thug pigs in our country who have been given all of our power. We have no power. You can't even shrug your shoulder if they grab a hold of you. You have to let another person grab you, even though I am a fighter, baby. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. Right. Every song we hear, I don't back down. I don't say no. I fight the fight till I win. We go. Right. I'm just making up little things here. But every single song on the radio, let's take a look. Let's take a real quick look. Every song that we listen to on the radio has to do with You don't back down. You don't give up. You never surrender. You fight the fight. Either that or you're a simp. The people from Montana should rise up. The people from Montana should rise up. You guys are about to get packed full of cops. You're going to have more cops in Montana than any other place in America. It's about to be horrendous. I got to make sure I'm live here. I'm live right now. So I see that. I saw it. I'm seeing that the police are going to the wrong homes, raiding people's houses. It's going to come to a stop. We have to change it. The system has to be changed. Okay. So we could probably get into a little bit of this video, but I just want to be clear here for people who are new to the channel that just got here. You know, thousands of people are subscribing to the channel. I'm not a cop supporter. I don't support any form of law enforcing in America. If you call yourself a law enforcer, I think you're a scumbag. You sign a peace officer's agreement. I don't have any respect for police. I'm not going to be nice to police. In face-to-face interactions, I'm going to loop them in and then I'm going to zing them because they're scum. Because they drag your family, your cousin, your brother, your best friend, your lover, they drag them off to dungeons and they charge them with a bunch of crimes when really even people who do stuff bad, sometimes they just need a timeout here because they're spinning and they're going the wrong direction. But instead, the cops enter into their lives and then they say, oh, we're past that now because the person's having a hard day, but then they put them in torture cuffs and they're trying to get them to cooperate with them. But cooperating with them just equals more charges and more crimes. So I don't like cops. I don't respect cops. If you guys want to come by the comment section and you say, oh, not all cops are bad, I'll probably just block you from my page. I don't really care. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm trying to put the truth out. And that's exactly what I'm doing. These cops are scum. If you signed up to be a current pig, you are a scumbag and you are a loser. Sorry. Anybody who signs up to be a pig is a loser. Sorry. Oh, there's some good cops. No, there's not. No, there's not. And, you know, I wasn't going to share this, but I think I am going to share it because I got something coming out of Boise County, Idaho. Oh man. If you live in Boise County, Idaho, pick up the phone and call a friend and say, hey, there's about an expose coming out on Sheriff Turner, on Deputy Dave Anthony, and on Deputy Rice. There's an expose coming out on these scumbag pigs in Boise, Idaho. You wait till you guys hear the scumbag pigs there are in Boise, Idaho. I've been putting this story together for a couple of weeks. And just so those pigs in Boise, Idaho know, I've talked to at least a half a dozen citizens in that county, and they've all cameraed up. They all have cameras in their cars, in their houses now, because the retaliation from these disgusting pigs right here is so real, it's unbelievable. So if you like or you respect cops, you're on the wrong channel. You're just on the wrong place. My group, maybe it shrinks a little bit, but then I regrow with people who are like-minded, that don't respect these guys, that don't say, oh, lieutenant, corporal, captain. No, none of that stuff. It's not applicable. It was created by August Vollmer in 1931 when he participated in the Wickersham Commission. He'll later write the Policeman's Handbook, which militarizes police. And even though August Vollmer was actually against a lot of things police are doing today, they only used the parts of his book and the parts of his studies that would enhance policing and put them above us and make them sovereign citizens. So the police in our country, there's no third-party oversight. And I have the first episode of Constitutional Law Scholar ready to present now. I just have to do a couple more things with the graphics, and then I'm going to present it on this wall over here. And you'll see, I'm going to lay out exactly how every single one of our rights has been given to the police, and we just have to request them now. You have rights. You just have to ask the cops for them. That's all you have to do. Just ask the coppers, and you can have your rights. Like your Second Amendment. You sign up and you go ask the coppers, is it okay if I carry a gun? Is it okay if I have a gun, Mr. Police? That's what the 1911 Sullivan Act actually did. And it's still in effect today in Boise County, Idaho, where Sheriff Turner up there and Dave Anthony, you're about to be exposed, bro. The people who you think are your friends are the ones talking to me on the phone telling me what a scumbag you are, dude. You won't be a copper there much longer. I'm sure that you'll take your peace officer certificate and go elsewhere. But Mr. Anthony, you won't be a copper there for much longer. No, 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 sir. No, no, no. And Mr. Turner over there in Boise County, Idaho, you're about to get sued. Your sheriff's department's about to get sued. Your county's about to be sued. And Dave Anthony's about to be sued. That's what's about to happen right now. Like, you guys have no idea how long I've been putting the pieces together for Boise County, Idaho. I've been working on it and working on it and working on it, as I also work on some other stuff here. And for Team DLZ, listen, you know, for Team DLZ, you're going to be so proud of me when you see what we've done. Because with your support, the new trifold is out. It's on the website now. With your support, though, what I've done is I've cocooned myself into a little cocoon here. And I've been slowly building stuff to bring in a larger audience to change the public perception that shows that these guys are scum. These guys are scumbags. I mean, scumbag, 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 scumbag. They're all scumbags, every one of them. I'm sorry. If you sign up to be a cop, you lie on reports, you back up the other cops, you're a bad person. If you signed up to be a cop, you are a bad person. If you have a son or a daughter or a mother or a father or a brother or a sister who's a cop, you tell them. There's people on the internet. Now, I don't know. Maybe I don't agree with it. Maybe I do. There's people on the internet saying that if you join an evil organization, that you're evil. Is that fair to say? If you join an evil organization, you're evil. If you join the satanic church, you're satanic. If you join the Christian church, you're Christian. If you join the Bowlers Association, you're a bowler. If you join an evil organization like pigs, then you're evil. Why is this so hard to understand? You joined an organization that has put the Fraternal Order of Police, has funded and backed state and federal legislators who were ex-cops, that then the Fraternal Order of Police writes the bill that gives the cops the body cam footage that we pay for transparency. And you join that organization. You are the lowest level rung of human. You joined an evil organization for your benefits and your pay. I joined to help people. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You joined so that you could be in charge of other people and hurt other people. Plain as day. You're not complying fast enough. Now I get to go hands-on and hurt you. You know, I've never openly just attacked a man in my life. But boy, if I could just attack people and they wouldn't fight back, and I knew for a fact they wouldn't fight back, and then if I attack somebody, I know someone's going to jump in on my side, and I know that almost 90% the person's not going to throw a punch back. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Every one of these people on here is a scumbag. 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 They're all scumbags. Every one of them. Scumbag. 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 No, yo, I'm live, dude. You got to get off the screen. I don't know what you're doing here. Dude, you got to turn. So I hope I've been clear now. I hope I've been clear. I've been perfectly clear. I've been totally clear on this, right? If you have respect for these guys and you think they're not all bad, we don't agree. I think they're all scum. So if you come and you say like, hey, not all bad, and you get blocked from my page, then you should go somewhere where people respect cops, because I don't. I have zero respect for them. None. When this guy, if this guy right here, if he gets in a car accident and he passes on and God has to judge him, I pray to God that he forgives him and doesn't send him to hell for the horrible person he's been on earth. I pray to God that he gets a chance for everlasting salvation. I believe in everlasting salvation. I believe that there's a better place for us after we die. I believe when he dies, he's going to burn in hell for the things he's done. I hope and pray that he doesn't burn in hell. I hope that God forgives him for being the horrible, horrible person he's been on earth, for signing up to an evil organization that literally rapes and kills people every single day. This guy right here signed up to that organization. So if you're coming here and you're like, oh, not all cops are bad, and I block you from my page, we don't agree. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's going to burn in hell. I pray to God that he forgives him. I think he's going to hell. I think he's going to hell. I'm pretty sure. I think this guy's going to hell here, and I think this guy over here, I think they're all going to hell, each and every one of them. That's how I feel. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They're okay. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, now that you guys know how I really feel, I just want to be clear, because some people are commenting on my page like not all cops are bad and some are good. You know, like that's, you know, you're on the wrong page. There's more like medium temperature pages where they're like, oh, you know, not all cops are bad. There's pages out there that you can subscribe to and you can follow that they don't, you know. So with that being said, let me show the video, but more than that, let me, so let me say something about a video I released this morning. I released a video this morning about one gay cop who was hitting on the other gay cop, and that copper was clearly sexually assaulted. And so in the video I released this morning, after I pretty much prove that the man's been sexually assaulted, I then cut and I show a 60-second clip of Jordan Peterson, who says, if I'm going to encroach on someone and I'm going to do it sophisticated, I'm going to move 2 or 3 millimeters in the direction they don't want to go, and then I'm going to stop until they complain. And then as soon as they stop complaining, I'm going to push again 2 or 3 millimeters. And then pretty soon you're 90 yards back from where you started. So I thought that one little clip of Jordan Peterson showing how the man, so let me just lay it out. These guys had engaged in some sort of sexual relationship at some kind, whether that just be light, whatever they're doing. And then the other cop, the superior cop, began to push his will on the rookie officer, the rookie copper. He's not an officer. There's nothing about him that's officer, that's respectable. He joined an evil organization. So with that being said, I didn't articulate that my position is that it was sexual assault and that the supervisor cop should be charged with sexual assault. And it came off as though I was just joking about it or laughing, and I wasn't. I wouldn't have put the Jordan Peterson clip in there that showed that you encroach on someone 2 or 3 millimeters at a time. So these guys had engaged in some sort of sexual thing, and then the superior cop, the one who was in charge of him, he pushed it too far. And the guy was afraid he was going to be raped, and so he shot the other cop 3 times. I released that video this morning. I took it down. I took it down because I don't care if you're gay, straight, trans, male, female, short, tall, fat, black, ugly, skinny, yellow, pink, blue. I don't care what color you are. Nobody should be able to sexual assault you. Nobody should be able to impose their sexual will on you when you're saying no, stop, no, stop. So I took the video down because that's not I didn't articulate it very well. And I talked to one of my friends today and I said, man, I didn't articulate that very well today. I'm taking the video right down. I actually was trying to be up, but I'm working like 25-hour clips, like 20 hours, 25 hours, and then I'll sleep for 10 or 12 hours, and then I'll work for 16, 20 hours, and then I'll sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll work for 20, 22 hours, and then I'll sleep for 8 or 9 hours. And I've been doing that now for like a month. So if my hours are a little funny or I'm a little bit off, so I'm seeing some comments that the cops were gay. They weren't gay. Listen, fellas, listen, folks. I lived in West Hollywood, California for 20 years. Both of those cops were gay, or in the closet, or not publicly gay, but both of those cops were. If the rookie cop wasn't gay, no, he was gay. He was gay. Listen, there's certain things. Look, if your best friends are gay, then you can tell me that those guys were gay because they were. If your best friends are not gay, then you're going to be like, well, he had a girlfriend, he had a wife. my friend, I've lived in West Hollywood for 20 years. There are plenty of guys who are married, have girlfriends, kids, the whole thing, and they are gay as gay can be. I'm just saying. But anyway, it's not the point. The point is that there's absolutely no reason that that other cop shouldn't be charged with sexual assault, the one who was shot. And so I'm going to remake that video, and I'm going to put the position in there that should have been articulated, but instead I just showed Jordan Peterson showing how one man had encroached on another man a couple millimeters at a time. And then an hour, we see them pointing at each other. And then an hour later, you know what? Let me just show you the video. Let me just show you the video. I already put this out this morning, so let me just show you the video. You know, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get into that later. I made my public statement, and that's all I'm going to make. And now I want to get into the video that I want to show you guys, because this is just incredible. To listen to this amount of cop sucking is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, it is unbelievable. So here's the video right here. We are taking action. I mean, so listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stop this a few times, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit. So we are taking action, share. Okay. So I'm going to stop this a few times, and I'm going to talk about this. I want you guys to really listen to what this copper is saying. This is pretty egregious, pretty disgusting. So he surrounds himself with pigs, and then I want you to listen to what he's going to say about, and then I'll show you how he's just completely blind, tone deaf, and he must be illiterate.
And I'm here today with the leaders who share that mission. Attorney General Austin Knudsen. And I'm here today with the leaders who share that mission. Attorney General Austin Knudsen, thank you for joining us. Montana Highway Patrol Colonel Steve Lavin, thank you. And Lee Johnson, Investigations Bureau Chief for the Division of Criminal Investigation. Thank you, Lee. Also, I'm proud to be here with 5 Montana Highway Patrol troopers who serve our state sacrificially. Each of these troopers put their lives on the line each and every day to protect our communities. And I speak for all Montanans when I say we back the blue.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You absolutely do not speak for all Montanans when you say that we back the blue. No, you don't. Scumbag, pig, fraud. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm going to come back to that video, but let me just show you. So I'm saying these things that we don't all back the blue. We don't. Matter of fact, just so you know, if you really want to understand, I'll show you the actual numbers. Let me show you the numbers of people who do not back the blue. America's less confident in police than ever before. Take a look at the numbers. So this is what they're just saying. Confidence in the quality of law enforcement. See, that's the whole problem. Media, stop calling them law enforcement. Mainstream media, stop calling them law enforcement. They're not. They're peace officers. Has dropped among surveyed Americans following Tyree Nichols' fatal beating, according to the new poll conducted by the Washington Post and ABC. A national trend of declining trust in police has been tracking up for years. For years. The ABC poll, which surveyed over 1,000 U.S. adults between January 27th and February 1st, finds only 39% of those surveyed are confident in police, and police are properly trained to use excessive force. This is the lowest level of confidence in police training in the ABC poll has ever recorded, down 5% from 2021 and 15% from 2014. A 2022 Gallup poll found that 45% of surveyed American adults are confident in the police, down 3% from the previous of 48% following the murder of George Floyd. So, Greg, it looks like you're full of crap. It looks like you're full of crap. You don't speak for all Montanans. 50% of Montanans don't trust those pigs you're surrounded yourself with. But this is what we get in America. This is what we get. You just saw it. A guy gets up there and says, "We back the blue." Who's we? You got a turd in your pocket? You and your turd back the blue? Because for the most part, we don't back the blue. We don't like the cops. And so what they do is they arrest people, charge them with felonies, and then they can't vote to get rid of the horrible leader that Greg Gianforte is. And by the way, I'm going to break down his biography in just 1 second. But you got to keep listening. This guy cop sucks all the way. I mean, he's got his lips all the way around that cop stick, and he is just sucking, bro.
They need and deserve our support now more than ever before.
Oh, they need and deserve our support now more than ever, because we can see on video that cops are scum. Now we need to support them ever more than before. No, confidence is going like this, Gregor. It's going like this, buddy. You're a scumbag, bro. I hope you lose your reelection because of this. He's such a scumbag piece of shit. Like, just listening to this guy talk.
Violent crime recently has threatened the lives of law enforcement officers and Montanans alike.
What a lie. What an absolute lie. And it's too damn bad. It's too damn bad we don't get to see the headlines of that. Because you know what's going to happen in our country if pieces of shit like Greg continue to push cops? There's going to be a civil war. Because I'm not accepting going to live in a dungeon. I haven't done anything wrong to ever live in a dungeon. I do not accept being locked into a dungeon. I do not accept it. And pretty soon, you filthy pigs are going to arrest the wrong person, and you're going to end up in a civil war. And this filthy scumbag, Greg Gianforte, law enforcement's in danger. What a bullshit lie. You are such a lying scumbag. Law enforcement is not in danger. We are. We're in danger. They're creating a military base for cops in Atlanta called Cop City. We've got to stop it.
A recent string of shootings directed at law enforcement officers in Billings, St. Regis, and Great Falls bear this out.
So why do you think that's happening? If there's shootings in 3 different cities in Montana, why do you think that's happening? And this guy in Montana is going to pack Montana with more pigs? Montanans, I hope you guys stand up. I hope you guys stand up. I mean, Montanans, I hope you guys stand up. Like, I can't even get my head around it. Like, I can't even understand how this guy sits up here and says, our cops are in danger. We need more pigs. Just wait. You're going to hear him say that right now. He's going to say, we're hiring a bunch more pigs, more prosecutors to lock up more people. Why not say you're going to build more prisons and jails, Greg?
And tragically, the murder rate in Billings doubled in 2022 and is the second highest of the past decade, trailing only the 2020 pandemic year.
Okay, so here's the part that politicians, just for some reason, they can't put things together. Maybe the brand of policing, the brand of rights protectors, peace officers, who call themselves law enforcement, and they're infatuated with being called enforcers, maybe that brand is dead. Maybe it's the brand that you guys are pushing on people that's making people more violent. Because I'm telling you now, I'm not living in a dungeon. And if I go to a dungeon, when I get out of the dungeon, it's going to be bad. I'm not going to live in a dungeon. You're not locking me up because I want my rights. And if you do, well, then fine. Then you know what? I'm a leader. I will lead and I will change this system. And if it has to be the way it has to be, I'm telling you all, I'm warning you all, this country, it's not me. I didn't do this. The cops of this country and the politicians of this country have created this bullshit system. It's going to go to a civil war. You're going to arrest the wrong leader, the wrong person. And you know what's going to happen? You think cops are being shot at in those 3 towns in Montana? It's going to get worse. You keep putting cops on top of us versus them, Cop City, where they get to train militaristically to arrest us in a POW style, where they then tell us to look down at the ground. You can't look left. You can't look right. I can't look left or right. I can't look to my left or right. You want total dominion over everything I do? It's going to go to a civil war. It's just when it happens because of politicians like Greg Gianforte.
Unfortunately, violent crime is not unique to our communities. It's rising across the entire country.
Yes, cops abuse us and hurt us and beat us and kick us on camera every day. And when people see abusive behavior, they mimic it. Anything you see on camera will be mimicked. It will be repeated. We are seeing the violent thug pigs that these guys are, and it's being repeated in society. The reason we have a violent, horrible society is because of police, because of law enforcers in our country.
Its impacts are far-reaching on children, on families, and on our communities.
He doesn't care when someone gets ripped from their car in front of their children and they're screaming, "Sir, please, why are you doing this? No, sir, you don't have a driver's license. Sir, please stop hitting me. Go, why are you hitting my daddy? Why are you hitting my daddy?" He has no problem with that, but he wants to add more cops for the children.
And without question, this crisis requires urgent action from all of us.
So do the same thing we've been doing. Just keep on pumping the system full of pigs and oppression.
We've also seen a dramatic increase in drug-related and violent crime nationwide and in Montana since the pandemic.
And maybe criminalizing drugs, criminalizing human beings who are addicted to drugs, creating a penal system that could be compared to the mid-centuries, to the 1500s, to when they're to the Spanish Inquisitions. We have a prison system where they are doing the jail system, where you have no rights once you enter into a facility for incarceration or corrections. You don't have any rights once you're in that dungeon. And then the media, TV shows are doing exposés on prison guards and cops and showing how great they are. And then when a freedom fighter comes along, they want to be upset that I'm a hardcore, diehard mother, right? They want to be so mad that I'm that way. Who are you going to send to Washington? Who are you going to send to governorship? This chump ass Zilla, this guy? The system's broken. Crime's never been worse. Violent crime's never been worse. Drug addiction, child abuse, pornography, child pornography, gambling, prostitution. It's never been worse. So you know what we're going to do? The same thing we've been doing for 2 centuries. We're going to pack it full of more cops. And of course, then it's going to get better.
3 times the amount of fentanyl was seized in 2022 compared to 2021.
And the cops are the biggest dealers of fentanyl in America. The #1 drug dealer in America is cops, and he wants to hire more cops. That's a fact. The #1, who was the leader of the Bloods and the Crips that we know from the 80s? Cops were. Who was the leader of the alcohol gangs? It was not Al Capone. It was not Lucky Luciano. The police were the head of the alcohol gangs. How do we know this? From the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which is then going to create the gun control laws of, I believe it's United States versus Miller, 1934, 1936, whatever. So that's going to create the gun control laws, is based off the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And who did the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? Cops. Cops did. The biggest alcohol swindlers in America were these nasty pigs. And you can look that up. Olmsted versus United States, 1927. You can look up the things I'm saying. So this disgusting politician, we're going to get into it, but hold on.
Nearly an 11,000% increase in fentanyl seizures by anti-drug task forces since 2019.
And then the anti-drug task forces like Bradley Spulgeric in Ironton, Ohio, they take it home. I was just holding it. You think I could have 8 grams of fentanyl and 20 grams of meth and then tell the peace officers, I was just holding it. I was taking it home. That's all I was doing. He's talking about 11,000 increase in fentanyl. I'm talking about a cop who I investigated in Ironton, Ohio last year, who was then a few months later arrested for having 20 grams of meth and 8 grams of fentanyl. And this disgusting politician wants to hire a bunch more pigs. Who's the biggest fentanyl dealer in America? Cops are. The anti-drug task force are the dealers. Haven't we figured this BS out yet? It's such a freaking lie. This guy's sitting up here saying, oh, we got to get more cops in here. They're dealing the drugs, you dunce.
The fentanyl crisis is a direct consequence of our nation's insecure southern border.
No, it's not. It is not. It's a direct consequence of criminalizing drugs. That's what it's a consequence of. You criminalize drugs, which created cartels. And then you stripped us of our gun rights when you prohibited alcohol in 1920. So then you can't drive down the road in your car anymore because the 1925 case of Carroll versus United States says that you can't drive down the road in your car, or one of these pigs can pull you over and search your car because it's an exigent circumstance. You could drive away and we can't search you then. And how well is it working? How are things going in our country? Alcohol abuse, drug abuse, child pornography, name it. It's all worse.
President Biden and members of Congress must secure our southern border.
It's got nothing to do with what's going on in our country. Our country's imploding because of pigs. Every brand of violence, all the drugs, almost everything bad happening in our country is because we gave one class of people sovereign citizenship. They don't have to follow any laws, and there's nobody to check on them. This is the repeat. The fentanyl and the pain pill epidemic going on is a repeat of the 1920 prohibition, where the cops, who have no third-party oversight, were the biggest alcohol swindlers in America. They were the biggest alcohol dealers and smugglers in America. And now the same thing is happening. We can't solve the problem because the anti-drug enforcement are the drug dealers. These pigs here, guarantee you at least 3 of these 4 pigs has a drop gun or a drop drug.
Now, the safety of our communities, our families, and our people depend on it.
No, it doesn't, though. It doesn't. If you decriminalize drugs, take away the profit motivation for the government to lock people in dungeons, then you don't have a drug problem anymore. Because people then go and get help and they go, man, I'm really craving some more drugs. But there's no one to talk to because right now you might go to jail. We're going to put you in this room and lock you in there for your safety. That's jail.
These drugs pouring into our communities from the southern border.
They're not. They're being dealt in your town by the police. The police are bringing the drugs into your town. The Seabury Commission, the Wickersham Commission, the Knapp Commission, the Mullen Commission, they all say the same thing. The cops are the biggest drug dealers in America.
Threaten public safety, tear families apart.
Yes, they do. Cops threaten public safety and tear families apart. I agree with you there, Greg. You're correct on that.
And too often, leave family members grieving for a loved one.
Exactly. Cops are murdering, raping, and kidnapping our friends and family from the streets and leaving us grieving for our loved ones. He's right about this. Of course, it's a little out of context, but it's true. Right now, are you reeling about driving down the street? Right now, let me come over here. Let me see your comments. Okay. Right now, when you drive down the street, what are you afraid of? The cops. Put in the comment section. Tell me right now, if you drive down the street, what's your number one fear? The cops. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I realize, tell me if I'm wrong. Your number one fear is the cops. When you drive down the road, the only thing you have to fear is the government pulling you over and saying, oh, this vehicle's not safe to drive. We need to impound it. The only thing that we fear as Americans are cops. I got my gun and I'm ordering I got something else coming for self-protection too. I'm running for governor and I'm going to change policing from the top down. We have created a system of oppression where there's no third party to check on what these pigs are doing. There's no third party to check on them. They were the biggest alcohol swindlers, and the Wickersham Commission said, we need a third party. And this is written in 1932, 29, released in 32 and 33. It's as big as like 5 Bibles, 10 Bibles. That's how big the Wickersham Commission is. And this is the commission that August Vollmer, who was a cop, participated in. And then he'll write the policeman handbook after that, which is to give cops guns because the alcohol gangs that the government created by criminalizing alcohol. Every one of our problems is by the government. The government creates our problems. Just like this bird flu of 2020. We're now seeing that the biggest problem in the world is that you were forced to take a medication and people are dying in mass numbers, but they won't show it to us. And the media's got a seal on them. They can't really report it. Only certain journalists are showing it. So let's keep listening to this piece of garbage. If you're in Montana, this is your governor. He wants more pigs. He thinks more pigs is going to make Montana safer.
That they've lost. Rather than sitting idly by and wondering when violent and drug-related crime will go away, we are taking action. As you all know, there's a lot in our budget for Montana families. Our budget isn't just about cutting Montana's income and property taxes by over $1 billion and using our surplus responsibly. It's also about making our families and communities stronger. Our budget spurs job creation, boosts education, and opens the door of greater opportunity for hardworking Montanans. But better opportunities, from more good-paying jobs to investments in education to greater access to affordable workforce housing, don't mean much when Montanans look over their shoulders
and see cops, and the cops are hiding, and the cops are trying to get me and charge me and arrest me. And that's what cops do. Look at that cop on the far left with his handlebar mustache standing there. How many people has he cheated? Look at the other cop on the far right with his handlebar mustache. How many people has he cheated? How many reports has he lied on?
Worried about the safety of their community.
Yeah, I'm worried about the safety of my community when there's pigs around. Listen, I'm not afraid of people. People think I'm afraid of them? You think I'm scared? I'm damn near 50, but I'm a legit badass. Good luck trying to take me on with your fists. Secondly, though, I'm not going to fight you. I got my gun right here. I'm not afraid of any person. I can fight almost any man one-on-one, and I can do against anybody. And if you come at me too hard, I got my gun. The only thing I have to fear are pigs. That's the only thing I have to fear. I don't have to fear anything else, just pigs. That's all I have to be afraid of, because I'm not allowed to beat them up. I have to let them do things to me.
That's why building safer, stronger communities is another key pillar of our budget.
So building safer, stronger communities is a pillar of your budget. How are you going to do that?
To make Montana communities safer, we've made addressing this crisis a top priority. Over the last year, I've hosted 8 public safety roundtables around the state. At them, I heard from local officials, law enforcement officers.
Law enforcement. Stop calling them. They're not law enforcers. Nobody has a law enforcement agreement. Nobody. They have a peace officer certificate. Stop it. Like everybody here, you have to tell other people, stop calling them that. They're not law enforcers.
Officers, treatment providers, and nonprofit leaders. They've told me what's working and what's not working, and how we can partner to make our communities safer and stronger.
No. See, well, stop. We're not partnering. You're just saying you're going to take our money and build more prisons, hire more pigs. That's all you're saying. This isn't a partnership. Like I said, he's deciding. He's the executive in charge. You may not like me. That's fine. He's deciding for everybody. Do you get it? He's just making the decision as the executive. This is the way the budget's going to go. After talking to these people and talking to those people, I'm going to change the budget. For what?
We've also worked closely with Attorney General Knudsen, who's been a real leader in confronting this problem.
Has he? What's his bio? Is he a previous pig?
What we've heard informed our budget for Montana families. To ensure we're cracking down on criminals.
Cracking down. We've been hearing that since the 80s. Cops are cracking down on criminals. Well, you created laws that make us criminal. Then you put us in a dungeon. You make us have driver's licenses. You make us do all these things so that you're always going to be in violation of the law in one way or another. And then you get politicians like Greg Gianforte who will go, cops are cracking down. Are they cracking down? Is that what's happening as you arrest 1% of all Americans?
Our budget supports law enforcement.
Whoa. Our budget supports.
To ensure we're cracking down on criminals, our budget supports law enforcement. To ensure we're cracking down on criminals, our budget supports law enforcement. To ensure we're cracking down on criminals, our budget supports law enforcement.
So this guy started off by saying, myself and all Montanans, we back the blue. No, 50% of Montanans don't. At least 50%. And Idaho, Montana, Oregon, California's pretty much flipped sides. Florida, New York, Chicago, all over the country, people don't like, trust, or respect cops anywhere. So your budget supports the ability for cops to crack down on criminals. But how's that been going? We've been doing it your way for 2 centuries. How's it working? It's not. It's not working. It's not working.
Our budget funds new highway patrol troopers, prosecutors, criminal investigators at the Montana Department of Justice. Our budget supports law enforcement. Our budget funds new highway patrol troopers, prosecutors, criminal investigators at the Montana Department of Justice. Our budget supports law enforcement. Our budget funds new highway patrol troopers, prosecutors, criminal investigators at the Montana Department of Justice.
So that you can have more cops hiding on the side of the road to get you. More criminal investigators based on their suspicion. So if crime is rampant, then crime would be smash and grab. You don't need crime investigators for smash and grab. You need a camera. You need a camera system to follow the people who smash and grab. Ah, gosh, Big Brother, if we have access to the cameras, then there's no Big Brother.
The criminal investigation agents will focus on drug trafficking, human trafficking, narcotics, major crimes, and crimes against children.
Okay, so 2 of the 4 were for drugs. Listen carefully.
The criminal investigation agents will focus on drug trafficking,
drugs,
human trafficking,
drugs,
narcotics,
drugs,
major crimes,
drugs,
and crimes against children.
4 out of 5. So it's all about arresting people and catching the bad drug dealer. But there's not going to be any bad drug dealers because drug dealers aren't inherently bad. They provide a service based on supply and demand. But he's going to get them. We've arrested our way out of the drug problem so far, Greg. It's worked out great. Getting more cops, getting more prosecutors, getting more criminal investigators to target narcotics brings Montana more money through the 1994 crime bill, Greg. You can fool some people. You can't fool all of us. The 1994 crime bill, federally, any cop shop that gets an arrest for narcotics, for drugs, for human trafficking, using drugs, they get more money from the federal government. You're a liar, Greg, and you're a piece of garbage. They get more money from the 1994 crime bill. Greg Gianforte is going to get more money for these filthy pigs right here. For them. More money for these guys here. For drug arrests. And so far, have we arrested our way out of the drug problem? Let me know. Just let me know in the comments. Have we arrested our way out of it? Has it worked out just great? Has it worked out great? Has it worked out just great? Arresting our way out of it. Put a 1 in the chat if you know it has not worked great. Put a 1 in the chat if arresting our way out of drugs has not worked. If criminalizing drugs has not worked. This guy, Greg Gianforte, dude, I hope you lose.
Highway patrol troopers will combat violent crime and strengthen our drug interdiction programs. Crimes and crimes against children, human trafficking, narcotics, major crimes, and crimes against children.
Listen to this next part. Listen to this absolute bald-faced lie. Listen to this garbage from this garbage person. Listen to what he says that Highway Patrol is going to do.
And the new highway patrol troopers will combat violent crime and strengthen our drug interdiction programs.
So just wrap that around your head real quick. Our new highway troopers will battle violent crime and drug. You're going to park those guys on the side of the road to pull people over for no reason, where you can warrantlessly search their car from a law created by the Supreme Court in 1925 called Carroll versus United States that strips away our Fourth Amendment so cops can search your car so they can find some baby powder or gum or you name it. And they'll say, oh, we think this is meth or fentanyl, impound the person's car, take their children away from them, lock them in dungeons, and later find out it was yogurt. Hiring more pigs is the opposite of what we need. It's the opposite.
Unfortunately, the budget bill that was sent to the Senate does not fulfill our full request for public safety.
For cops. Did you hear that? The bill sent to the Senate does not fulfill enough money for cops. He wants more cops. Montanans, you guys are in trouble.
Let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
Combating violent crime and building safer, stronger communities will take investments.
Invest in more cops.
Full request for public safety. Let's be clear. Combating violent crime and building safer, stronger communities will take investments.
Investments in getting more cops who are the violence, who are the danger, who are the fear in our country. The worst thing in our country is a cop. I told that pig that I released this morning, cute little girl, 25 years old, real cute. You made the worst choice of your life. You could have chosen to be a prostitute or a stripper, and I'd have more respect for you. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. You sign up to be a pig? I don't have any respect for you. Why would I? You're the horrible person in our country. You're the worst person in America.
Our budget makes those necessary investments.
More cops. It's not working the way they're doing it. More training equals more violence, more learning how to scream, stop resisting so that it's on the recording so that when other people give their testimony, well, we just heard the cops screaming, stop resisting. And then that's all the jury hears, which is full of Karens and Kevins.
I urge the Senate to restore the new highway patrol troopers, prosecutors, and criminal investigators that we proposed and Montana needs. Let's get it done. I also want to commend Representative Marta Bergoglio.
She's a cop sucker.
For advocating the use of marijuana revenue to boost funding for law enforcement. Correct.
Oh my God. So if you smoke weed, your tax money goes to cops. I would rather buy my weed on the black market. Listen.
I also want to commend Representative Marta Bergoglio for advocating the use of marijuana revenue to boost funding for law enforcement, correctional officers, and treatment courts.
Unbelievable. You guys keep electing rich people, or the sons of daughters are rich people, or the politician sons or daughters. And this is what you get. This is a rich dude. I'm going to go his biography in a second.
Let's get that done too. Now I want to invite Attorney General Austin Knudsen to speak about the importance of these investments.
One second. I'm going to cut this off in 1 second. Because I can listen to about 1 minute of this, and he's such a cop sucker. It's unbelievable.
First of all, I want to thank Governor Gianforte and his staff for putting this together. Thank Colonel Lavin of the Highway Patrol.
I want to thank them for putting this together, that we get more money for prosecutors, which makes the Attorney General's position more powerful. I want to thank the governor for putting more power to me. Now I want to thank the pigs who are going to hire more pigs. That gives me more power because the Attorney General of Montana is the top cop of Montana.
DCI Major Crimes Chief Lee Johnson, for everything these two gentlemen and their teams are doing to combat crime and get drugs off the street in Montana.
They are the crime. Those cops are the crime. They're the problem. You're not solving the drug problem by getting drugs off the street. It's not solving anything. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's not solving a damn thing. It's not solving anything. It's not solving a fucking thing. Nobody is getting clean from drugs because the cops are... It's so cringe. It's unbelievable listening to this piece of... I turned it off right about here.
Montana. drugs and especially fentanyl are causing a crisis in Montana. And
that Bradley Spoljarek had 8 grams at his house. So a cop in Ohio had 8 grams at his house. No other cops would profit off of the drug industry. None of them. Only Bradley Spoljarek in Ironton.
it's resulting in a huge violent crime increase in the state of Montana as well.
No, it's not. What's resulting in a huge violent crime increase is the criminalization of drugs. You created gangs and drug cartels by criminalizing drugs in Montana. You wouldn't have any gangs or violence in Montana if you took away if you decriminalized drugs. So he's up there lying to all the stupid people who are just going to go, oh, okay, more cops and we're going to have less of a drug problem. We've been doing this for 50 years. Nothing's changed. It's 50 years. Nixon declared war on drugs in 1971. It's 2023, 52 years. We've been doing the same fucking thing, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I couldn't even get through this whole press conference.
Well, as the governor said, we know where these drugs are coming from.
They're coming from the cops. The cops are the drug dealers. I'm sorry. If you didn't read the police commissions that are available on deletelaws.com for free, you can read 3 police commissions that are on my website for free. I don't charge a dime for them. Go to deletelaws.com, go to periodicals and download them and read the 3 police commissions. The cops are the biggest drug dealers in America. These are the people bringing in the fentanyl.
This is not a question. They're coming from the southern border.
No, they're not. The cops are bringing them in. The way they get into prisons and jails is through the prison guards. I'm not calling them correctional officers because they don't correct a damn thing. They pad their own pockets. They're parasites.
They're coming from primarily 2 Mexican drug cartels
that you created by criminalizing drugs. You created these drug cartels and you wonder why they're flourishing. You keep on going, more criminalization, more cops. You're building up your army. They build up their army. You decriminalize drugs. There's no place for them to fight. Idiot.
Who are openly operating in the state of Montana.
Oh, just shut up, bro. I'm done with you. Just shut your mouth, dude. You're such a lying fraud. It just makes me sick. It just makes me sick. I saw this and I was like, this is such crap. So what did I cover here today? Number one, I retracted the video from this morning because it didn't have my full emphasis behind it, that the cops should be charged with sexual assault. I tried to show that. I didn't do a very good job. And then the second thing is, Las Vegas Metro Police Department lawsuits written. We're going to be filing that lawsuit tomorrow or the next day. So Las Vegas Metro Police, I'm suing you. I'm suing you tomorrow or the next day. I got to do a couple more things on the complaint. And then as soon as it's done, I'm suing Las Vegas Metro Police Department. The cop's name, for the people who really want body cam footage, the cop's name is Jay Sandoval. The cop who tortured me, my face was right on his body cam. The Las Vegas Metro Police pig who tortured me was named the letter J and then Sandoval. That's the body cam footage that shows where I let him know that I think he's this big and he's a coward with no uncertain terms. He wanted to tell me I couldn't look left or I couldn't look right. I told him to eat my shorts. So anyway, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. I got to keep working on what I'm working on. I just came over here just for a minute because I saw this guy's, like, what a scumbag. So you're telling me, let me get this straight. We cracking down has been going on for 50 years. Drug problem's never been worse. More cops on the side of the streets is going to make our country safer. The number one fear of Americans are the cops on the side of the streets. That's the number one fear of Americans. When they see a pig, if you signed up to be a pig, I don't respect you. I think you're a scumbag. I don't respect cops. I don't like cops. I don't think some of them are good. I think they're all bad. So as long as we're clear here. So if you come around and you're like, hey, some cops are good, Chille, I'll just block your account if I see it. There will be no cop sucking. There will be no cop sucking on my channel. You want to leave comments like that? Thank God I get to see who you are and block you from my page. Chevy, Carlos, what's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Joker Jeff hates pigs. Alan Hubbs is in the hizzy. What's going on? Scrubzilla. Crystal's in here too. GJ Tuffy McTufferson writes on. Yeah, we're in trouble. You keep on electing rich people. Oh, before I go, let's here, just real quick. I want to share this with you guys just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is Greg Gianforte, okay? Born in 61. He's a software engineer. So this is a rich dude that they elected to be the cop sucker of Montana. That's what you're looking at. Another rich guy who got in was acquired by Oracle Corporation for $1.5 billion in 2011. Greg Gianforte, I don't know how to say his name. He's a billionaire that is the governor of Montana and now wants to pack the poor people full of more cops. So you elected a billionaire and then you wonder why he's a cop sucker. He sat there and said, we need more money for cops. This is a cop sucking pig. That right there is a cop sucking pig. You elected a billionaire, Montanans, and you wonder why he wants more pigs. He ran for governor in 2016, losing to incumbent Steve Bullock. He defeated Democrat incumbent Governor Steve Bullock in 2017. Gianforte, whoa, do you see this? Is that right? I didn't see this before. Forgive me one second. Assault in state court from his election eve body slamming attack on the Guardian political reporter. And this guy wants more pigs. So Greg, what's his name? Greg Gianforte attacks Ben Jacobs.
And we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you have
Okay,
the
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
But you don't.
I'm sick and tired of you guys. The last guy that came in here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. The last guy did the same thing. You were the Guardian.
Yes, and you just broke my glasses.
The last guy did the same damn thing.
You just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
Get the hell out of here.
Wow.
If you'd like me to get the hell out of here, I'd also like to call the police. Can I get you guys' names?
Hey, you gotta leave.
He just body slammed me.
You gotta leave.
So did you guys see that? That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. Let's take a look and see. I want to see if we can find that body slam. So this guy wants to body slam people, and then he wants more pigs. Let's see if I can get it again. So there's that one. Is there this one here? Let me see. Okay, so here it is. Here's a better video of that where it shows. So this guy wants more pigs, and he can't take a question from a reporter.
Into the CBO score, because you know you were waiting to make your decision about healthcare until you saw the bill and it just came out. And what
Yeah,
you
and
thought
we'll
about
talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you
Okay,
have the
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
So I just want to be clear here. So the people of Montana, you elected this guy? The guy asked him a question about the CBO. He doesn't push him. He doesn't attack him. He doesn't say, hey, did you hook up with that girl at that bar the other night? Or have you stopped beating your wife yet? He didn't give him a gotcha question. He asked him about policy that the governor created. So he just asked him about it. The CBO score, because you've been waiting to make
Into the CBO score, because you were waiting to make your decision about healthcare until you saw the bill and it just came out.
So you've been waiting to make your decision about healthcare, and the bill just came out. That's what he's saying to him. He's not saying to him, you're a mother effer or any of that.
And what
Yeah,
you
and
thought
we'll
about
talk
it.
to you about that later.
So he says, okay, I'll talk to you about that later. Okay, I get it. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious.
So when I'm on the scene to cops and they say, okay, we'll discuss that later. And I say, no, we're going to talk about it now because I'm a journalist and I'm going to ask you the hard questions. And so he asks him a hard question.
Okay, speak with Shane, please.
But you don't.
Sick and tired of you guys. The last guy that came in here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. The last guy did the same thing. You were the guardian.
Yes, and you just broke my glasses.
The last guy did the same damn thing.
What, asked you a tough question about making a decision on policy?
You just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
Get the hell out of here.
You'd like me to get the hot up here, I'd also like to call the police. Can I get you guys' names?
Hey, you gotta leave.
He just body slammed me.
There it is. That's who Greg Gianforte is right there. He wants more cops. You need more cops there. Got to get more cops there. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to be clear. So for Team DLZ, if you can't understand, the people who've been with me for this whole time, I got a core group of people. They're pretty much all here. I got a core group of people. And for others who don't understand me, I don't like cops. I don't respect cops. I'm mean to cops. I'm not mean to them until they start to act like a tyrant. The pretty cop, I was nice to her. I didn't say anything mean to her. Just tried to get her to, because she's so young, I try to encourage her to quit. But I'm not going to be nice to cops. I don't have any respect for them. And Las Vegas Metro Police Department, you're about to find out. For the people who really wanted to find the body camera footage, look at Jay Sandoval's. Look at his body cam footage. Watch his, where the man tortures me. So anyway, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Appreciate everybody. I'm going to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.